defense. They really had some key stops.
Welcome back and good evening, America.
Speaking of Joe Biden and his future as president,
Pioneers had a very clean game.
The next meeting will be Monday, February 8th.
Leaving millions without electricity and record-breaking cold.
Hello, Pioneers. My name is Ellen Isles.
and I'm Ty Martin. Welcome back to your national news show.
Let's kick things off like we do most weeks with some pop culture news. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello have ended their 2-year relationship. Camila posted a message to her Instagram story stating that even though they are no longer together romantically, they will still remain friends.
Grammy Award winner Adele just released her album titled 30. The album was amazing, but many fans are surprised because it is not the same music as her previous albums. It is more of a funk blues release as compared to her low-paced soul.
This past week, news channel Fox recently had a slip-up while mentioning the Netflix show You. Let's take a look.
Storylines in so many shows today. You know, I was watching an episode
This is so funny.
where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
What was on me? What are you talking about? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on You. It was on You.
Raymond, I've never had measles. What are you talking about? This is stupid.
It was an episode of a show, Laura.
What's it called?
You.
What is he talking about?
It's called You.
I've never done a show on measles. I just completely give up. We gotta get out of
It's a
this.
show
I give up.
called You on Netflix.
There's a show called Lowering on Netflix. What are you
Never
talking
mind.
about?
I'm moving on to Adele. I can't.
Last month, a researcher for Meta Technology created a presentation to present at the company's opening day kickoff. The subject, how to cope as a researcher when your company you work for is constantly receiving negative press. Meta's legal and communications department determined that the risk of the contents leaking was too great, so it disappeared from the Research Summit's agenda days before, along with another pre-taped talk describing efforts to combat hate speech and bullying. Both talks never saw the light of day.
Now into some real national news. A war memorial in Cranbrook, British Columbia was defaced before the town celebrated its veterans for Remembrance Day on Thursday with a pro-vaccine message written in green spray paint. The message said the real heroes are the vaccinated. The police in Cranbrook said that it's investigating the vandalism. The Global News reported that the police were alerted about the graffiti at about 7 a.m. and the city workers were able to remove the writing on the wall later that morning.
The House of Representatives on Friday passed the largest expansion of social safety net in decades, a $1.75 trillion bill that funds universal pre-K, Medicare expansion, renewable energy credits, affordable housing, and a year of expanded child tax credits and major Obamacare subsidies. The final vote was 220 to 213. The only one Democrat, Jared Golden of Maine, voted against the bill.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the teenager charged with killing 2 people and shooting another during unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin last summer, was recently found not guilty on all charges, and the state prosecution cannot appeal. The judge says he couldn't have asked for a better jury to work with. Despite allegations of the biased jury, the verdict is clear.
Now for your sought-after Ohio COVID update. Ohio's numbers are on the rise once again, with an average of 3,700 cases daily and 5,300 cases a week.
Speaking of COVID, Austria will become the first country in Western Europe to reinstate a full coronavirus lockdown this autumn. Its purpose? To tackle the new wave of infections and require its whole population to get vaccinated as of February. The government said on Friday that this will happen soon.
However, it is not just Austria that's hurting. All across the United States, cases are surging, especially in states like Michigan, where cases as of November 17th were 17,000, which is an even bigger number than they had even last April.
This past week, America saw its first female president. While President Biden was under anesthesia for a routine colonoscopy, Kamala Harris became the first female president for approximately 84 minutes. The decades-long search to find the remains of former Teamsters boss Jimmy Hoffa apparently has turned to a former New Jersey landfill that sits below an elevated highway. The FBI obtained a search warrant to, quote, conduct a site survey underneath Pulaski Skyway, end quote. The last effort appears to be tied to interviews given by a man named Frank Coppola, who was a teenager in the 1970s. Coppola said his dying father explained in 2008 that Hoffa's body was delivered to the landfill in 1975, placed in a steel drum and buried with other barrels, bricks, and dirt. The New York Times and Fox News reported this.
All right, Pioneers, that's all we have for you today. I'm Ty Martin.
And I'm Ellen Isles. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great Thanksgiving break.